Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll be talking about the AP News Service, or the Associated Press. Please remember to like and subscribe. Now let's get right into it. Fact 1. Started in New York City. AP News, or Associated Press, was started originally as a cooperative of news gathering services in New York City. 5 different news agencies decided to combine their resources and power to report on the Mexican-American War in the southwest of America. And through this endeavor, the AP News Service was born. And still today, it is still remaining as a cooperative of various news agencies, contributing stories to a centralized location and then distributed worldwide. The roots of AP News in New York City is maintained even today. In fact, the AP News headquarters is still currently in New York City. As you know, New York City is a city full of information and activities, and I can't think of any place more fitting for a headquarters of a world news agency. And AP News is no exception. Alright, let's get into the next fact. Fact 2. 50% of the world. Even though AP News is an American news organization, their reach is far beyond just the United States. In fact, the AP News website says that they have reached over 50% of the world population that's reading the news. Can you imagine? 1 out of every 2 people in the world reads AP News. And their reach is so broad is simply because they're made out of a cooperative of various news agencies, not just the United States, but all around the world. They have reporters and news agencies all around the world contributing to news stories for AP News. And as a result, their reach is unmatched. With half the world of the population waking up every day and checking the AP News, you can be sure that they have incredible amount of power and responsibility to deliver news in the right way to everyone in the world. AP News competes with global news brands such as New York Times, BBC News, and so forth. And so, the AP News is considered one of the top news gathering and reporting services in the world. Cool. Let's get into the next fact. Fact 3. Rothschild claims. In 2021, there are rumors swirling around the internet about who actually owns AP News. As I mentioned in the previous section, AP News is read by half the world's population and thus has a very important place in society and potential to do damage if unregulated. Some people started to spread rumors that the Rothschild family owns the AP News and thus controls the world. The Rothschild family is known for their secretive dynasties of banking and other types of industries that secretly control the world behind curtains. And so some people were saying that the Rothschild family also owns AP News and is using it to control the masses through their media empire. However, this is completely false. The Rothschild family do not own AP News because AP News, as it stands today, is still a news gathering cooperative of many news agencies. It is not an aristocratic owned news agency. It's not just the rich people owning AP News, but various news agencies that are independent of each other. Alright, let's get into the next fact. Fact 4. Member owned. As I mentioned in the previous section, AP News is member owned, meaning that all the news agencies that decided to join the Associated Press cooperative have a share and stake in AP News. This is also very interesting because not all newspaper agencies are non-profits. And when you search on the internet about AP News, you'll see a lot of information about AP News being a non-profit organization covering the news around the world. But actually, I could not find anything on the apnews.org website where their corporate mission and also corporate history states that they're a nonprofit. And so I think the nonprofit part is a little misleading or ambiguous because I cannot find, number one, a fully explicit statement saying that AP News is nonprofit. And number two, I cannot find a list of all member agencies within AP News Cooperative. And without knowing which news agencies are nonprofit and which are not, I have to say that we cannot assume AP News is a nonprofit organization, but merely a member-owned news cooperative. Alright, let's get into the next and final fact, news support. So we've talked about the AP News being a news reporting and news gathering service around the world. They actually offer something else to other businesses or other news agencies, in fact. They have set up news reporters and stations and agencies and studios all around the world so that at a moment's notice, when something happens on any part of the world, member organizations in the Associated Press Cooperative can utilize their service and immediately get news and reporting from that location. So think about it. Suppose a US-based news organization wants to report on something that happened in Australia. They could rely on AP News' support services to send someone directly there and have a full studio and reporting vans and cameras all fully set up already for the American agency to report with. The news support service, I think, is a very unique thing that most people don't know about AP News, because most people consume AP News as readers. But if you were a news organization or a media organization, you can actually use the AP News to gather news and also quickly go to where the action is and report live from that location. Alright, that's it for my video today. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.